And welcome on in, guys. Tobin here with you. And thanks for checking out the channel. Your Miami Heat victorious tonight over the Utah Jazz, 97-92. It was a scrappy one. It was ugly at times. In the middle of that first half, particularly that second quarter, whew, that was some rough basketball that you had to watch. But one man who was not rough to watch tonight is last year's first-round pick. Some had said, had the sophomore slump gone on too long? Was he going to get out of this funk at any time? Well, let me tell you something. This West Coast trip has done wonders for one Jaime Jaquez Jr. He comes through today with a season-high 20 points, a season-high 7 assists. He was the hub for many things with this Heat offense. Struggled as it may have today, but he was clutch, and really there were so many bricks. Jaime Jaquez legitimately could have had probably like 12 assists today. Like, he was setting up his teammates with golden looks. But he decided after a situation where the Jazz tried to screw him out of free throws. Let me tell you something, man. If you guys didn't see what happened at the end of this game, because I don't think this will make national highlights anywhere, so if you missed it, late in the game, here's what goes down. Walker Kessler has a monster block on Tyler Hero. Then he has a tip and a tie at 86 apiece. Miami Heat have an ugly possession the next time down the court, and Bam Adebayo hits a clutch ass jumper out of nowhere to make absolute chicken salad out of chicken bleep. And comes down the next possession. The Miami Heat, they're able to force a miss. They get the ball back. Bam, he hits that beautiful clutch jump hook and puts the Miami Heat up 4. The game gets under 2 minutes. Isaiah Collier, he gets a bucket to bring it to within 2. We got under 90 seconds left. Jaime Jaquez goes strong to the rim. You're like, perfect. He's going to come here, and he is going to hit these free throws. Let's go, Jaime. You hit these clutch free throws, you make up for Sacramento. They're about to pass in the ball. There's Will Hardy with it. Look, I don't know. Good coach, not a good coach. Smug face. I mean, it's nothing personal, Will Hardy. You just got a face that's smug. Goes there, calls the challenge. Everybody's losing their mind. Spo's losing his mind. Tyler Hero's losing his mind. Jaime's losing his mind. Chris Quinn looks like he wants to punch Will Hardy right in his smug face. It unfortunately goes against the Miami Heat. They say no foul on Walker Kessler. They rescind the free throws and make it a jump ball. Heat keep possession on the jump ball and are able, and let me just say before I get to this, Spo does not like challenges. I don't know who put a spreadsheet. Somebody put a spreadsheet out today. I don't know if it was one of the Heat sites or whatever, but I saw a spreadsheet today of coaches' challenges, and I think Spo has used like a total of 7 all season, which is nowhere close to anybody else. He hates the coach's challenge. He barely uses it, but he hates it. And you know like hell. I'm not watching this press conference right now, but you got to think like holy hell. He was furious that this dude's pulling chicanery, because once you get the ball, once the ref starts delivering the ball to the player, you're not supposed to be able to challenge anymore. Wave off. It's like the snap in football. Like you always see them rush up to get to the line. Once the referee delivers the ball, you're supposed to say no challenge. You can't interrupt his shot. They didn't care. They rescinded it. Didn't matter, dude. You want to know why? Because Jaime Jaquez Jr. says, you want to know what, Will Hardy and your smug face? If you're not going to give me free throws, I'm just going to go out here and hit a 3-ball with a nice little dagger to get the Miami Heat the victory they need. Put the Miami Heat up 5 at the time. Got a little dicey there at the end. Nico, who I'm very excited about, and had a really, really great first half. Second half, could not hit a 3 and had a couple of real bonehead moments. One of them came with under 14 seconds left. He just threw the ball up willy-nilly like it was like he thought he was going to run the clock out. I don't know what the hell went on there. So it turns it over. And then Jazz ball, Rozier and Sexton get tied up. Looks like an RKO out of nowhere. Colin Sexton gets to go to the free throw line. Miami Heat's now up 3 with 11 seconds left. Jaime Jaquez Jr. gets it in from Duncan Robinson. And then he steps to the free throw line to make up for Sacramento. Hits them both. Heat win. What a game it was for Jaime today in a fourth quarter where they were able to outscore the Jazz 29-22, which was the flip of the third quarter, which was going really good for Miami. Miami looked, you know Miami, dude. They looked in the third quarter like this thing was about to go into cruise control. And nope, all of a sudden an 11-point lead. People were furious with Terry Rozier because an 11-point lead just goes, Terry Rozier takes an ill-advised three, which are all Terry Rozier threes. He tries to hit, I think it was over Markkanen. Misses. Markkanen just goes bang, bang, 3-3. And all of a sudden, like, everything was erased. And you're just like, oh, my God. This team, they are impressive when it comes to just eradicating runs. Like none other, dude. It was a wild thing to see. Lauri Markkanen did really he's a very good player. Listen, we had a little flirtation with the Lauri Markkanen market before he signed that extension. He's probably sticking it out this year, and then I'd imagine, he's going to be out of town. He's friends with Barkov. That's all I'm saying. A lot of the Panthers were excited to see. We're basically Little Finland. For my Cats fans out there, that we have we have a region of Finland named Pantherland, and Lauri Markkanen might just be, maybe that intrigues him later on at a certain time, but we'll see. This was, there's a couple things because it was a really ugly game. Oh, the other mistake I should probably mention in this game, this was crazy. So Kel'el Ware comes in, and he has this insane follow-up slam where he basically knocks everybody over, or everybody just fell over. It was awesome. Love to all time. It's still a blast. And watching these young guys do their thing is really, really fun. And I think as a Heat fan, with all the tumultuous times that are going on right now, I think one of the things that's fun is getting to see these young guys go out there and flourish. Jaime, Nico, Kel'el. It's a blast, dude. And that's great, but it is going to come with some growing pains and some immaturity. And Nico, who, at times looks, really, really beyond his years with some of the basketball decisions he's making and some of the passes he can make, but he let his emotions get the best of him today, and there's no way. I honestly was surprised Spo put him back in the game because, he had no choice. There were like 3 intangible 7-footers out there. But there was a play where he's driving to the basket, gets, the rest were letting a lot of go. Like, I thought Bam probably should have gone to the free throw line like 7 times in the 6-7 times in the first half. Like, they were hacking the holy hell out of him, although he did get away with the travel. But Nico thought that he should have gotten a call, and he's bitching to the ref. And in the meanwhile, Patty mother effing Mills, that's right, that Patty Mills, hits a 3-ball over Kel'el Ware, who's trying to make a closeout, and they end up calling it a flagrant foul, that it was a reckless closeout by Kel'el, who shouldn't have been in that position. And they end up calling it a flagrant foul. So Utah goes up. They go up 78-77 at that point. Thankfully, Terry Rozier is able to force the turnover back because it was supposed to go back to Jazz ball. But I just thought, I'm like, oh no. If there was there's no way Nico can get benched, but if anything's going to get him benched and back in Spo's doghouse, it's a play like that. Thankfully, not an issue. Miami Heat were able to come through and get the win. Really, really great. But these young guys, man, this has been the delight. They are now 2-2 on the Jimmy Butler suspension, and it is a little bit ironic. Jaime has been absolutely balling out on this road trip, and I'm not trying to say anybody's going to replace anybody, because do that and wear that on Jaime for, a few games is too much, But one of the things that is cool is, Jaime said this coming into the team that his favorite player all time was Jimmy Butler. And, he loved the style, and you could see the Jimmy elements in Jaime's game for sure. Maybe not the dog defender that he is, but offensively, the in-between stuff, the cutting, the ability to play off of guys, certainly, we saw those elements his rookie year, but it has been noticeable, like, hey, he's taking this opportunity with no Jimmy Butler there, and they need a spark. They need somebody else to be in that spot particularly, and he looks like Jaime Jaquez from, this is looked like the guy that won Eastern Conference Rookie of the Month basically up until the new year last year. First team All-Rookie, Rising Stars. Like, there were probably questions like, is Jaime going to make the Rising Stars team this year? This guy, if he plays like this, is absolutely going to be back in that game. But certainly the element of that was great today was the three-point shot. I mean, 3 of 5 from downtown. The ability to get his teammates involved, and really, what an awful shooting night it was for Miami. They were 14 of 50 from downtown. I'm telling you, Jaime could have easily been in double-digit assists and well into double-digit assists if the guys were getting anything to drop tonight. But they needed it, man. I mean, nobody had a very efficient offensive game outside of Jaime Jaquez, and then the second half from Bam Adebayo, because Bam, had just a terrible first half with some of the misses that he had a lot of looks. But here was Bam's first half. 1 of 6, 4 points, but his second half today, and boy was he clutch with a lot of plays. 5 of 7, 11 points. And he came through in a big way. Had a big steal to get to Terry Rozier on an outlet pass today. Bam was tremendous in a big Utah Jazz team. They stink. I know the skeptic bastards are going to be like, you should have been a dogfight with Utah. From my standpoint right now, man, this team is going through some hellacious times. All you got to do is rack up wins. You don't complain about them. This is a wonky game. They're going from. I'm sure there's a lot of stress going on right now. You got some guys here on the team who, have family that are dealing with the stuff going on in Cali. They're about to go. They got to go to Portland on Saturday. Then they're going to. I don't know what's going to end up happening with these LA games. That'll be an interesting. I'm not really sure how long this is going to last. What the fallout is of all these games. I know that they just moved the Monday night playoff game, which was supposed to be there, and so the Heat, their games are they Tuesday? Let me just double check. Are they Tuesday, Wednesday? I apologize. It's very unprofessional, everybody. No. Yeah, so the Heat are supposed to be playing in LA on Monday and Wednesday. Clippers Monday and Lakers on Wednesday. I'm curious what that means because they did just move the Monday Night Football game. That's, going to be, I know that's in Inglewood. I'm not brushed up on my Cali, so any of my Cali Heat fans, you guys can correct me in the comments on if that's going to be an issue or not because they don't share arenas anymore, but certainly Southern California is going through it right now. Jaime being a SoCal kid, Kevin Love having family there, Riley, all that stuff, all the properties out there. So imagine that's got to be weighing on some guy's mind. But this one was definitely needed, man. Especially this team kicked you right in the teeth, and you guys. That was my son's first Heat game, and man, that was not a fun experience from a basketball standpoint. It was fun from a father-son experience, but watching the hoops, it was not. So very happy that Miami was able to get this one today. Continues to be, even with all the Jimmy Butler stuff, a fun road trip because you're seeing a little bit of a glimpse of the future. Spo is letting these guys play. Like the end of the first half today, he didn't put Bam back in. He let Kel'el close, and it was working for Miami. Miami had a really good second quarter and closed out the half strong, and it was good to see Kel'el kind of get to do his thing, man. I mean, he's so big. At one point, had a nice little block from Marketing. He had a steal on marketing. He had a beautiful steal where he's getting as long as. I mean, he was, Ware had his moments today, man. He really did, especially defensively. Like it was one of those games where, you appreciate the lobs, and he's so easy. He's got just such an easiness to his game, but it's the other stuff today, man. Like, what did he do? What was his final line? His final line today, 19 minutes. Here's Kel'el Ware. 8 points, 7 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, 2 blocks for the Kryptonian. So it was a nice performance from him as well. It was an ugly one. It was a stinger, but it still had its flashes and important moments for these guys. So now we get to take on our old friend Joe Cronin on Saturday night and see if the Miami Heat can start getting on the winning side of this road trip after starting off with an L against the Kings. One aside here, because as I get off, somebody tagged me on this, so I want to play this for you guys. But Erik Spoelstra did actually talk about the delayed coaches challenge from Will Hardy.
I know what they talked about in the coaches meetings at the beginning of the year, that you're not allowed to do the shenanigans and delay the game and stand in the middle of the paint, tie your shoe, all of these things that, if they tell us not to do that, the Miami Heat, we don't do that. We go stand on the line. Maybe we should start working on some of the trickery. But Brandon did a couple pump fakes, and that gave them just enough time to challenge.
Wow. That's great. Hey, that's classic Spo right there. Dude, he hates that stuff. He hates trickery. He hates flopping. He hates shenanigans. I knew immediately. I'm like, if anyone is going to despise that, it's going to be Erik Spoelstra. And how about that, where he goes, the Miami Heat, we don't do that. We don't do that. High honor. Maybe we should start working on the trickery. I remember asking Spo about trickery is like that's Spo's PG word for basically the bullshit. Because I remember I was asking him when they were really taking a crackdown on flopping, and he goes, you shouldn't reward trickery. And I was like, wow, I've never heard anybody refer to flopping as trickery before. And that was just a delight. That was classic Spo right there. So, hey, everybody's kind of hitting their stride on this trip, aren't they? This has been fun. I will get into on another video the latest with the Jimmy situation, which really isn't new stuff on the rumors, but really what the Miami Heat, I guess, are bracing themselves for. But for this one, let's just keep it about the win, baby.